stacking every month. Put that work in, I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Yeah. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Look, I deserve some time away. I feel good cause I'm posted. Just won't put my feet in the sand. Ain't tryna be far from oceans. Don't want stress about nothing, just fruit and wine, I'm floating.
All right, what's up, guys? Back at you with another video on today. This is Raw Detroit. You know what we do. Make sure you hit the subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put up an upload. And also, guys, smash that like button. It's free and it don't cost you a thing. All right, guys, let's get right into it. All right, we're going to talk about it. The Lions are 8-1. Yes, it looks beautiful. The first time the Lions have done this since, what, 1954. So definitely, man, shout out to the Detroit Lions, man, finding a way to be able to overcome all type of obstacles to win that last game. You know, pretty much the Lions overcame the turnovers that Jared Goff had, 5 interceptions in that game. And then right now, man, it's looking good. Jake Bates walks away with the game winner, man, field goal. Love it. Now, this is what you got to be looking at. If you are the Detroit Lions, we have to consistently win out. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically, you want to continue to win more football games. The more you win more football games, the more it's going to be a beautiful thing for your team. The more it's going to be a good look for the Detroit Lions, period. Because the name of the game is to get home field advantage throughout the whole entire playoffs. And if you're the Detroit Lions, that's what you're fighting for. You're fighting to be able to play back at Ford Field again. We already know that the Lions are undefeated at Ford Field, but, you know, that was last year. This year is this year. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know that the number one thing in our minds is being able to go to the Super Bowl. And not only in my mind is to go to the Super Bowl, but it's also to be able to win it. You don't want to just get there, because the Lions have, you know, 2 times where they've tried to get to the Super Bowl and they lost in both of the NFC Championship games, and that's against the 49ers and against the Washington Redskins at the time, who is now the Washington Commanders. But the Lions, definitely a great team, man. I love what the team is doing. I love that the team has bought into what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell has been able to do with this team, and they pretty much able to turn the franchise around. Has Brad Holmes done everything right? Probably not everything right, but at the same time, majority of the things that he has done has worked. So that's one thing you could take your hats out to our GM. And definitely, man, the goal is to win a Super Bowl, man, in Detroit. The city of Detroit will erupt. Detroit has been waiting for this for a very, very long time, man. No other franchise has gone through what the Detroit Lions have gone through besides the Cleveland Browns. Other than that, we have been one of those teams that was the laughing stock. And it's kind of funny, man. I was watching an interview this morning, man, with Stephen A. And Stephen A. is going for the Detroit Lions. And we know that Stephen A. has never been known to go for the Detroit Lions or even root for the Detroit Lions. But after going down there and seeing them win in Texas and getting it done, and the record is 8-1, you know, Stephen A. is kind of jumping on the bandwagon a little bit and kind of believing in this team. And it's like, hold up, Stephen A. You don't believe in Patrick Mahomes? You know, because most of the people believe in Patrick Mahomes when it comes to the playoffs is because his resume speaks clearly. Patrick Mahomes is 15-3 in the playoffs. So a lot of teams have not been able to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. So, you know, for the Detroit Lions to do it, yes, I believe that this team can beat the Kansas City Chiefs if they happen to meet each other. Yes, I got confidence in what we bring to the table. But at the same time, I'm a smart man, too, to know that Patrick Mahomes is box office in the playoffs. And in order for us to win a Super Bowl title in Detroit, we're going to have, if we make it to the Super Bowl, we're going to have to be box office as well. We're going to have to be able to get after Patrick Mahomes. That is going to be the biggest thing. Being able to get after Patrick Mahomes and putting pressure on him to allow him to make the mistakes in the game. that our defense, shout out to our defense, man. Our defense has been straight up balling. Shout out to Carlton Davis getting 2 picks in the last game, because we know pretty much none of our corners have been able to get any interceptions. And finally, Carlton Davis grabbed two picks in the last game. Mainly it's been Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph who's been getting all the interceptions. But shout out to those guys, man. The defense has been playing lights out. So definitely, man, shout out to the defense, man, for doing their thing. But in order for the Detroit Lions to really do what they really want to do, they're going to have home field advantage. I believe that if we got home field advantage, we have a real good chance of making the Super Bowl, because the way that this team played in the playoffs last year, and just building off of that from last year, man, I'm telling you, man, skies is going to be the limit, man. Skies is going to be the limit. But definitely we got the talent to play with Kansas City, and we got the talent to beat Kansas City. Man, just overcoming those 5 interceptions this last game, man, was beautiful, man, because it showed that this team can go out and win any type of football game. And that's what you need, especially heading into the playoffs, because in the playoff football is a little bit different. You're not trying to make too many mistakes. Normally the teams like to run a lot, and they like to stop the run as well. And definitely Detroit is built for that. We got David Montgomery, and we also have Jahmyr Gibbs, 2 tough running backs. It's nice to have a great run by committee. This is probably the best run by committee the Detroit Lions has ever had. So definitely, man, just being 8-1, we're not satisfied with that. We want to continue to win the rest of our football games. I don't care who we're playing. I don't care if it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't care if it's the Colts, the Bills, the Packers again, the Vikings again, and the Bears, who we have not played yet. We got to win the rest of our football games, man, flat out. That's what we're going to have to accomplish this season in order to be where we want to be, and that's to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs and be the number 1 seed in the NFC North. We want not only the number 1 seed in the NFC North, but we also want the home field advantage throughout the playoffs for the NFC division, period. That's what we're shooting for. Not just, saying, okay, we're 8-1 and we're satisfied with that. No, we're striving for greatness this year. And greatness means being able to do the things that you weren't able to do last season. This team is playing better football right now than they were last year. And we know how hot the Lions got towards the end of the season last year. So shout out to the Detroit Lions. Shout out to Brad Holmes for changing the culture. Shout out to Dan Campbell for getting this team in the right direction. But we're not satisfied with an 8-1 record, man. We want to be able to go and win this thing, man. So, all right, guys, this is Raw Detroit. I'm out of here until next time. Peace.
Stacking every month, put that work in. I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Yeah. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. Look, I deserve some time away. I feel good cause I'm posted. Just won't put my feet in the sand. Ain't tryna be far from oceans. Don't want stress about nothing, just fruit and wine, I'm floating. Little vacation, little mimosa, yeah. Solo trips ain't really doing nothing but chillin'. Catch my eye, I might get active for it's back to business. You know me, I cross my T's, but right now I'm recharging. Put my phone on D&D, my emails out of office. Stacking every month, put that work in. I deserve to stand. Bring the baddies to the front. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want. It's the type of life that I want, yeah.